Okay, working on this 20-ton York split system here. Customer said that it is not keeping up. We recently just replaced these condenser fan control modules, and we've already replaced the board fairly recently, maybe a year ago or so. So right now I'm probed up to it so that I can check my readings once it's fully staged up and running. I'm not sure what's going on here yet. So this site has an interesting ductwork system where this unit and that split system we're working on share ductwork. And there's a backdraft damper that prevents the units from blowing back into each other. Since this particular unit is set up this way, or the system set up this way, sharing the ductwork, we don't want this fan running if that unit's the one running. Okay, it just shut down. I'm gonna go ahead and double check that as well to make sure that we're not blowing both fans at the same time, because that would cause an issue. I think if both fans run at the same time, our split system freezes over. So since I'm up here and I wanted to lower the set point and I can get both stages to stage up on the split system, I'm going to go ahead and disable this unit so it doesn't kick on in the third and fourth stage on that controller. Okay, fan on this split system is running. So we have this controller unlocked now. We can go ahead and change the set point. Let's just drop it down so that we can get this thing to stage all the way up. Continuous blower operation is C fan. So I think it's this one. It should be set to lead. So let's go to change. Okay, yeah, set to lead. So it's lead, both, or none. So yeah, we want to leave it on lead. So it's right. That fan just probably stayed on, and like a time delay or something like that. So now, after I come out of this program mode, I have my set point at 68. I'm at 72, so I should be kicking on. Okay, so we got both compressors running now. And that supply of plenum felt really cold, so I'm pretty dang sure our super heat's gonna be low now. Let's make sure both compressors are running. Yeah, both of them are running. My liquid line's warmer now. Oh, really? Oh, okay. That's funny. My filter dryer, it might be a little bit restricted by maybe 2 degrees. It kind of looks like it is restricted a little bit. The superheat is not accurate because I have both probes on the liquid line right there. But I was just trying to see my temperature drop across my dryer. It's kind of hard to tell. But it looks like, yeah, I would say with these fans running on and off like that, it doesn't really help me out. I might want to run them across the line to make sure that it is actually getting consistent, pressure feed to the dryer, so I can measure the temperature differential across it more accurately. But I would say perhaps maybe it's restricted. So I'm gonna take my suction probe back off of here, put it on my compressor. Okay, I messed up earlier. That wasn't the suction line. I was hooked up to the discharge line, like an idiot. Whoopsie. But now I'm on the suction line. Like this thing is purring away. My space temp's about 72 degrees, and I'm running a lot of cooling right now, so this thing is doing too much. It's probably going to freeze up. My vapor saturation is dripping below 32 degrees. I'm going to go check that supply air temperature again. Looks Looks like this thing's kicking butt. I'm not sure what will happen to cause it to not work. Okay, yeah, this thing's going way too hard. I got like a 40-degree supply air. And my returns, yeah, about 72. I was just measuring it earlier, so this thing's kicking ass. So I'm gonna turn off the second stage. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, I just learned something. These ICM control modules have an app. I had no idea. I called my foreman because I was kind of at a loss for what to do here. He told me to check these control modules because he just learned about it too. And you download the app and you can scan this little NFC tag, and it tells you what the set points are. You can set the minimum output voltage in the variable speed mode. You can, and more importantly, you can change the set point of what this thing's trying to maintain. These were set to 100, so I bumped them up to 110. So you can make adjustments, and then you tap it again and it programs the controller. I think that's freaking cool. So scanning this one's the same thing. I changed it already. The only adjustment I made was changing the set point to 110 because that's what we want to maintain on our liquid line saturation temperature. So pretty cool. I didn't know that. So I just turned on this. I only increase the temperature enough to turn on one circuit. So let's see. We got one compressor running right now. It's registering about 110 degrees. Should be kicking on the fans. Pressure got really high. Okay. What happened? That might explain what the fuck just happened. High pressure went off. Also, my hose is leaking like a motherfucker. It's leaking from like right here. Yeah, right there. I need a new hose. Okay, that makes sense. High pressure switch went off. So this thing did not kick on I mean, it did kick on, but it didn't stay on. So try to figure out what's going on there. High pressure is getting high. Those fan controllers should have turned on by now. Any day now. Okay, so that one turned on all right. Full blast. Then it goes down. Now the one on the left goes. Now the cycle's down. Now the one on the right turned off. Okay, so now they both turned off. They should turn back on, but they're not. My temperature probe is right there at the liquid line where they come together before they leave the unit. And my head pressure just keeps going up. They're supposed to maintain 110. They're not supposed to let it, capture 110, bring it down, and then not turn back on ever again. Interesting, they worked the first time I turned it on, and now they're not. I didn't touch any type of control here. The only thing I adjusted was okay, now it's working. But that first time I caught it, it didn't do it. It didn't work right. It let it climb all the way out to a high pressure lockout. That would have generated a service call for sure. Now it seems like it's doing all right. What I did right now was increase my minimum variable speed voltage to 45%. It was at 25. So basically all that does is when it's in this mode here where it's on the variable speed with the amber light, it's increased my condenser fan motor speed a little bit. That's the change that I made. but still, that shouldn't affect where it kicks on and off. It should still kick on. As soon as it measures that 110 right there, it should kick on. Me lowering that minimum speed, it doesn't affect where it kicks on at, so interesting. That seems to be cycling okay. I don't like it. You're probably going to go with the manual switches. So this one was a pretty good one. I had to call for backup, and my supervisor came out, and we figured out that the problem was the temperature sensor location for these control modules. In the manual it says to put it in the top third of the condenser coil, so it was here on the liquid line. I don't know who put them there. These aren't the ones that come from factories, so they were replaced. I would assume they put the thermistors in the same place as the old ones, but I don't know. So that's where they were. So what we did was we changed the location to over here on the discharge line. Here, so that way it'll measure the temperature more accurately. It's not supposed to be on the discharge line. It's supposed to be a little bit into the condenser coil. But what was happening is when the thermistor was on the liquid line, the temperature swing was so drastic that it wouldn't register it in time. Our head pressure would climb up to 500 psi, and my liquid line temperature would still be around 65, 70 degrees. And it took a little bit for it to register that the pressure was that high, because it's not reading pressure, it's reading temperature. So there is so much of a lag. The ambient temperature here is cool at this time of year. It's about 45, 50 degrees. So once these fans ramp up, it drops down that temperature real quick. But the compressor continues to run, so that pressure is able to build up, and then it builds up to too high a pressure to cut out on a high pressure lockout. So now that we have the thermistor strapped to the discharge line, we could actually monitor the temperature more accurately. So for now, we have the modules adjusted through the app, and we're able to maintain somewhere around 80-degree liquid saturation. So my supervisor was good with that, and I'm good with it too, because it's been running this whole time. So yeah, that was a pretty good one. Also, this fan right here sounds pretty crappy. So we went ahead and got approval to get a new replacement fan, so I'll be doing that now. Running at about 107, 8 degrees liquid saturation. That's pretty damn good. These are both compressors running right now. Let's go inside and check our supply air, and then we should be good to go. 75 degree return, 52 degree supply. I'd say we're good.